Welcome back to Human Services Stories, Management, Customer, and Staff Voices. I am Clinton Lewis, and this episode is called But for the Grace of God, It Could Be Me. There's a saying that many people know, but for the grace of God, I. It means it could easily be me in that situation, in need, struggling, or asking for help. In this episode, I want to invite everyone listening, professionals, managers, staff, customers, and family members, as well as community members, to hold that idea gently and let it shape how we treat each other. It could be you. No one plans to need help from human services. A person reaches out to CPS, and Department of Human Services, or a family support program isn't necessarily bad. They're often overwhelmed, grieving, dealing with poverty, navigating a health crisis, or trying to protect their children through no fault of their own. But for the grace of God, it could be you, a friend, a family member, or your neighbor standing in that same place, needing someone to listen, to help, and for someone to believe in them. We all need help at some point. Think about your own life. Has there been a time when you needed help? Even if not from a formal system. Maybe you had a medical crisis and need family to step in. You struggle to make ends meet in a tough season. You care for a loved one who couldn't care for themselves. You lean on a friend, a relative, or a support program. In these moments, you are incredibly human, just like the people who come before human services agencies every day. None of us are immune from hardships. Any one of us could be a person asking for assistance tomorrow. Shifting from judgment to grace. When you truly take the idea that it could be me, it becomes harder to judge. Instead of saying they should have done more, or why didn't they handle it on their own, or saying they're just looking for a handout, we can ask, what is happening in their life that made it that this their only option? What support would I want if I were in their shoes? How can I show kindness instead of shame? Showing grace doesn't mean ignoring boundaries or ignoring the law. It means recognizing that everyone deserves respect, even when they're struggling. This is a reminder for professionals. If you're a professional listening right now, this is for you. You may be the one carrying the weight of safety decisions, policy requirements, and tight deadlines. But it helps to remember that the family in front of you may be carrying past trauma, financial stress, mental health challenges, or generational patterns they didn't choose. You don't have to agree with every decision they made, but you can choose to approach them with compassion and remember, before the grace of God, it could be you, your friend, your neighbor in that chair. Let that thought, soften your tone. Let it guide your words, and let it keep you grounded in service, not in superiority. This is a coaching moment that it could be me. Pause. There's a simple coaching moment that you can use anytime you feel tempted to judge. Before you make a comment in your mind or out loud about someone who needs help, pause and ask yourself, if this were me, what would I hope for? What kind of help would I want without shame? How would I want to be spoken to? Then choose one small act of grace. And it could be really small, a soft tone, a more respectful word, a moment of listening instead of rushing to conclusions. You can even write this question down somewhere you'll see it. Here's the question. It could be me. What kind of grace would I want in the moment? In closing, guys, that's all for this episode of Human Services Stories, Management, Customer, and Staff Voices. I'm your host, Clinton Lewis. Remember this, but for the grace of God, it could be you, your friend, your family member, your neighbor who is in need of assistance, whether it's caring for a loved one or making ends meet or facing a sudden crisis. When someone needs help, they don't need your shame. They need your understanding, your respect, and a little bit of grace. The work of human services isn't about policing people. It's about being a bridge when someone's world feels like it's falling apart. Thank you for holding space for this idea, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.